Alaita papo iki ita lele hua hiroe paukui ata hawa metale hua maita I hiro anatai no nei no naina te vau duluai o hilo aina o lule wana le wamata noe o hau mei rawa di huli o te nai re huye te alo te mai o panai vai hakuno mei na vei mo ai ue wanu ue na tana I dei pa wai wana I ai I te leo mutiti o na manu Holo no ai vai ola ba me te vai le I ho te hime vai no a mai te kuno wana tai a ta hi te mana o te aloha I no alo ai mo ola e ola e na tini e ola e na tini e ola e na tini ai ano ai ke aloha ia tākou about how put it under Tiffany get something on my screen over there. Say something. Anyway, I have about HCC, Kikau Hale, or Hawaii Community College, and we're here presenting simply stories, dances, opportunities to learn from these old dances and stories. And you know, today is not a lecture series. Today is just me dancing these favorite dances that I had an opportunity to put together this summer. These dances are intended to develop and grow leadership within the university system for Native Hawaiians to assume leadership potential and capacity, as well as continuously contributing to the leadership, indigenous leadership within our communities. We use Hula to do that. And, but before I go on, I have a list of things I need to make sure I'm going, because, you know, I can sometimes go off the track over here. So it says, okay, good. I have to say aloha to my mo'opuna. I'll start with ulua'e, o tau aloha, ulua'e. Tawe, a e no I wau. Nakapuahi, ke oi. Okay, oh, and then Tui, she's not my mo'opuna, she's my daughter, but she requires a special aloha. This chant, Awaia Kea Ihiro Hanakahi, it's one of my favorites because it's so simple. But it's talking about waking up early in the morning and making leis. How many of us remember our tutus getting up early in the morning making leis? Interestingly now, I'm one of them tutus. So, you know, although I might be all garbed in kind of formal look, this is going to be a casual presentation of the hulas. But, you know, this hala is from Panaewa. And so we wear this hala in celebration of us, the Lahui, and our extended indigenous family worldwide, wishing us well-being in this time of tension. We're going to do anything else? I got to go there? Okay, good. I can get straight to the dancing. The dances, this is the second half of about 14 dances that I've created. And again, they make up the repertoire for this next round of leadership development. Tiffany, you just knocked my table. This next round of leadership development here. And you know, one of my roles here at the University of Hawaiʻi, I serve as the director of Hawaiian culture and protocols engagement for both Hawaii Community College at the University of Hawaiʻi at Hilo, and now by extension with Maui, I'm helping Maui developing their you know, their areas that they would like to develop. But I use Hula to do that, and so I've just selected these Hulas. Now, we don't have enough time for me to tell you how these Hulas actually engender indigenous leadership. When these Hulas were composed years ago, generations ago, you know, Hawaii was a different time.
So what we've done is we've taken these older dances, these old dance forms, the older chants, and we brought them into this modern space, and we've now created indigenous leadership activity, curricula, using Hula. Why? Because we never go get one indigenous leadership model from another part of the world when we have our own. Kamehameha is one of them. Ukana Aloha Kā Kīlauea is a model of what he's done. He's meeting the needs of the community. This first dance I'm going to do for you is an unusual dance, and it's of Hi'iaka when she journeys. When Hi'iaka journeys up to on her life journey, her rites of passage. This journey was going to determine if she was going to function in her higher potential or she was not going to function in her higher potential. She gets to Maui, and in her journey, she's on a cliff and she looks down and she sees this maimed woman named Kīlauea. And Hi'iaka is traveling with her travel mates. And they're saying, look at that, who's chanting? And so they look and they see that this woman she's amputated. And so Hi'iaka goes, I think it's a spirit. And her workers, her partners go, no, I think it's just a person down there. She goes, no, I think it's a maimed spirit. So what Hi'iaka does, she does a test. She takes a hala off and she throws it. And this woman runs on her stumps and she smells the hala and she begins chanting thus. No Onini apuai te te no panaeva dai no punata mai no darua no ikilaue mana kanoe kala ine wa muku ha uotaria ha atalima ide poi Ha'ate olo he ua vate atina e atui taila. Halilo tai aita velele o tulima. Lilo tai aite velele o tulima. Aue walilo Aloha ka paria ka pinanai. Lilotai, ai te po, tu lima, aue waliloe. Apule na ine kapu, aloko ale mahunaue. No le la pahae, wole ahi aki kapuli ope. Oh yeah, that's my first dance for you. As you can see, I think this song was important. I never really understood Mana Manua Kīlauea. But now I can see, if we're talking about spiritual inabilities, and for us, when we talk about spirit, we talk about the ability to connect profoundly to space, to our mountains, to our oceans, to our landscape, and beyond that, indigenous connection means we know our place and how we connect to the world around us. And there are times when the connection was either tampered with by systems, or sometimes I just neglected that ability to connect until it was, it began to act out. So, in our journey, as we begin to journey through life, we will be meeting people along the journey with us. And some people, all they need is a little moment with you. They need just a little consideration, a little checking in. How are you? Of course, this is the story of Hi'iato, so everything is to learn Hula, to return back to his ancestral land. And one day he came to me and says, I would like to learn Hula from you. And I would like to learn the legacy dances from Halawa Kekuhi. And I was thinking, I wasn't planning to teach those legacy dances because they come with kuleana. I want to do the fun, light Hula. I never like do the heavy stuff. But, how can I tell someone that's reflecting so much spirit? No. So I began to teach him, then another, and then another. And before that graduation class was a graduation class of 11 students. So, because of one student, I was able to open up my service much larger, interestingly. So it wasn't because of my academic accolades. It was because of this one student. So this song is describing, our relationship and the joy of learning. And of course, it's using our environment to describe this. But there's one piece I want you to look at. At the end, the tune just changed, the whole energy changes. And the uli uli is lifted up and is as if looking into a looking glass. Because part of connecting is knowing how you and I are similar. Yeah, we know how much we're different, but how we are similar. And so this is what this dance is about. I was able to see myself in this young man, and because of him, I was able to grow. And so this song, Ho'ohulu Ia, this is a song to celebrate the connection. It calls for whistling. So let me get my whistling together, okay? Okay, can do. Go. Tue toriori na manu ka tururu ake pale hua. Tue toriori na manu ka tururu ake pale hua. Ate te jahana hua puala. Tori te hela. Ate tahana uapua tori te hela o ehengo manu ko haya laina unele uana muti banyo le hua o ehengo manu ko haya laina unele uana muti banyo le hua. Elua no tahaua apa iela te konge tanio ate peyu ie elua no tahaua apa iela te konge tanio ate peyu ie ya itu lale ala no dolu ya lawe. Ya hai tu malea, no te hulu ya lawe, no vai ne ya hulu, Noho kaiola he noa. Oh, okay, dokie. So, you know, we live on a compound. We live in Hawaii, in Paneva. Yeah, we have ag lots there, 10 acres. And we have like 4 houses, 26 people spread out in houses and apartments. And they hear me all summer dancing, creating. And I know that some of my neighbors know these dances already. Anyway, this song reminds you to celebrate that special person that made you grow. And sometimes it's a student. We put a lot of attention on the kumu. But sometimes the students really push the kumu into a greater service. So this is for that. Oh, I like this one. I grew up hearing this tune. And I grew up hearing this tune, and I know this. Well, I grew up hearing a song, and so I cannot, do the song without doing that tune. So, this song is called Aihe o Kalani, so Hula Ili Ili, and it's for King Lunalilo, and it documents his travel to Kaimu in Lower Puna. And people call it Kalapana, but Kaimu is a space before you got to get to Kalapana. You got to pass through Kaimu, the old Black Sands beach. That would be the Kaimu that we're talking about. And and the song talks about when he is in Kaimu and he's surfing. He's surfing. The chief is surfing. Well, because he's the ali'i, wherever he is, the throngs of people will come. Ho'omu na kanaka, meaning so much people would come. I think, where does he get his solace? Where does he get his break? Where do any of our big leaders get their break? How do they get their break? How do they enter into the space of reverence? Are they always continuously surrounded by people? But so when I look at this chant, there's this one verse that talks about how, yes, he's surfing, he's catching this wave, returning on this wave, and the throngs of people are coming. Then he goes to Waiakolea, which some of us still remember, and he goes to take his bath. And there in Waiakolea, he lu'us, and he goes all the way down. And he comes up, and he kanainai. He takes his breath. But if you've ever dove down into the water, when you're surfing, you're on the surface of a community. But when you dive down into the water, you're all alone. And the pressure of the water just presses on that heart a little bit. And you can hear your heart beating. And I wonder if that's where he found his connection, or he was able to renew his connection, refuel his connection. So I do this song in honor of all those moments that sometimes we need to just disappear. How does one disappear in community? And so sometimes it's just getting in the water and making sure nobody follow you in there. Okay? So this is what. I hear Kalani Pa. I hear Kalani La. I hear Namu. I hear Kalani La. I hear Namu. Hey, I'm not Hey, I'm Haina ia mai ta puana la no ka la no he no ai. Haina ia mai ta puana la no ka la no he no ai. No luna lilo. Oh yeah. And interestingly, the person who wrote this chant used the word ka-nai-nai. And ka-nai-nai means to, when you come up from water, you take your breath and you pant a little bit. But it also, ka-nai-nai is a kind of prayer that we do. And so, he didn't say like, puha, the king came up like a honwa and puha, he caught air. He didn't use that kind of word. He used something that makes one, in at least 2020, think about, I wonder if that's where sometimes people do their prayers, when they're down in that ocean by themselves and it's just them and their connection. Something to think about. Okay. Oh, my. Oh, Novelo Kapili for this. I think this is a sexy song. It's a pu'ili. And what do I like about this pu'ili song? It says, Mai ka'i ke aloha ka'i ohana ma'ole o ka pu'uwai. Ohana ma'ole o ka pu'uwai. Hana ma'ole ka pu'uwai means it's ceaseless in how it's affecting how you think and how you act. You can't get your mind off of it. And Mai ka'i kahana ka'i pu'uwai, how great is the love of the acts of the lover. It's something I can't forget. Well, what if the lover, in this case, was your community, or the mountain that you're spending time on, or the new lava ground that you're going to go there and help protect? You fall in love with new land, or the other spaces in Hawaii that part of connecting is falling deeply in love with that place. Connection can't just be a rational process. It has to be one that's full of emotion. So this song, it's because of that line, Hana ma'ole ka pu'uwai. That's why I selected this song, as a way of telling people or sharing that if you're going to love something, throw your all into it. Focus on it, and just throw your whole life into it. And isn't that a great thing to help us advance in the advancement of our sacred spaces? Yeah. Okay. O makau mai tai te aloha tai mo hana mahuarai ka pu'uwai ho ho li ta poli no veroi ta piawa o ta pona hai ho ate ao te pipi o mali e manuna i te oe ta hana mi piawa no veroi ta piawa o ta pona hai ho ate ao te pipi o mali e manuna i te oe ta hana mi piawa no veroi ta piawa Mauta pili na haru pono Kulia e hoa no marie Anuli na he No veroi ta piawa Mauta pili na haru pono Kulia e hoa no marie Anuli na he No veroi ta piawa Mai tai te aloha tai po Hana mahuarai ta pu'uwai Ho ho li ta poli No veroi ta piawa Poli na me ta vili na ta ua Vai punai te aloni lave A ke nai a vai pu'i hui No veroi ta piawa Polina e ta pilina taua Vai punai te rohi lave A ke nai a vai tuki hui No veroi ta piawa like that? It's one of my favorites. Alrighty. This one. Oh my. Okay. This is a set of chants. And one of the chants is called Ebebehikeke. It's a hula ki. It's a dance of the image. So it's done in a dance of the image, kind of stiff. And but the reason why I selected this set of songs that belong together is humor. Humor is so huge, especially now that when we're in quarantine or partial quarantine or things are changing, we don't know where we are, or the world is shutting down. You know, humor, not as a distraction from focus, but humor as a way of balancing the emotion is hugely important in well-being. I didn't realize how happy Hawaii, our people, are until maybe I was 27 years old. We went to Washington D.C. for the American Folklife Festival. And Hawaii was the state that went. And so there were Hawaiians from all over the islands, and then also some of the ethnic groups that came, the immigrant groups that came to Hawaii. We all went out. And from airport to hotel to bus to venue, singing, laughing, teasing. We have a culture of teasing. Not the kind of teasing that is bullying, or the kind of teasing that leaves one injured, but just teasing. There's a whole culture of teasing. And I'm a little bit concerned that sometimes we're forgetting how to laugh in a Hawaiian way. We're forgetting how to tease in a Hawaiian way. Oh my, we used to have laku kahe kahe in the 1980s, it was a conference for Hawaiian language. And all the tutus, all the first language tutus that were living then would come. Many of them would come to Hilo. And everything, those tutus, everything is competition. They like compete for everything. But you know in the beginning when we call up all the islands, oh, Kumai oe, Hawaii, Maui oe, and we go up the chain. Well, as people would, stand up, as they would say, oh, no, mai no, no, Maui, and they would have something to say about Maui. Maui, ulelio. No, mai no, lanai, lanai, I o hiki. So they're talking about, and it's a way of teasing, but it's also a way of recognizing each other. And I'm celebrating, and those tutus were just famous for that. And so this set of songs, entitled Bebehi Keke, are meant to remind us to laugh, to have fun. It is said that these songs actually, when there was a big party, the person, sometimes a hula person would come off the stage and will go into the audience and will point people out and will honor the person for whatever oddity that they're being honored for by this chant or sometimes by dances. And the crowd would just laugh and have fun. And so I do that because we need to be reminded not to lose our Hawaiian humor. It's not the same as the continental humor. We have a sense, we have a cultural humor, and we don't want to lose that. We need to teach our kids to laugh. And we can only do that if we're laughing. We need to teach them to just accept oddities, however you define oddities. And and just move on. Just move on. Just work together as a community. So this song is stiff. It's meant to be stiff. And the words are a little bit antique. They're antiquated. So people don't really understand exactly what they're talking about. And the thing is with old Hawaiian music, well, even now Hawaiian music, the composer might say this is what it means, but you never know what it means. So, and some of this song might border on the burlesque, but why not just have fun? As a hula person, sometimes we focus on a lot of serious dances, but they're one on the other. There's some like this that's just on the other end, where we can get off the stage, get into the audience, and dance amongst them, and just celebrate. Okay, so why don't I just do this song? If you want to know what it's about, then you just gotta let go wheel of me. Okay, what is this? This is okay. Here we go again. Kupiliki hanalele ua kaoi no tanai kupiliki da ua moa no te ao tale vale ale vata hope e o tohu a toku ta hope ale dolea e nau I e rua titi taua I kanana te ia Eve vehi ke vetehi o hoivike Huna nai ke ho no tai o ake I luna o te vaate o te lavaate te ia vaate Ni nawa mapi te o kai kalu a te Na bebe roa te ua mate o vehi te ua kumaka I te makapuka ka I ko ke You want to know what that's about? Email me. Alrighty, next one. What is this one? Ele kau kau. Oh, this my grandson when he was 3 years old. I get these motions from him. He used to love to dance Hula at 3. A little bit stiff, but he's better now. Ele kau kau. Ele kau kau kalale. Ele kau kau. Ele kau kau kalale, ele pe kau kau. E o tu anai dai, ai. E o tu anai dai, ai. This I do for my niece, Mie, because when she go camping, even in the shade, she returns the darkest. And in our family, that's the winner. So my wife, Kekui, used to be the winner, but my niece came along, and now the title is with me. And so this is for all the dark ones in the family that we celebrate. Yeah! Ele kau kau. Ele kau kau halale kau kau ka ele a ta ele tu ka halale. Ele kau kau halale kau kau. Ele a ta ele tu po ta halale ele kau kau halale kau kau ka ele a ta ele tu po ta halale. Oh yeah, that's for you, man. Oh, this one is for the drunk uncle or auntie. Everybody has one in the family. They're the ones when they get up to do hula, motions don't matter anymore. The hands are over here, or something like this. Remember Gail, your mama. Okay, so this is for that. And when they get up, they start dancing. You never knew your uncle could dance, or your grandpa can dance. But if you play the right song, in the right environment, and the right kind of nourishment, you'd be surprised what comes out. This is for that uncle or auntie. And it is E kau kau I hale manue. E kau kau I hale manue. I te ohe tanolo hulu. A hulu a venu I ta puno o tala e taune. E vale ana manui tainu vai. Te vai lohi e te tini E tau taui hale manue. Ai te o hei taro o hulu. A hulu a hei unei I ta puno o tala e taune. E vale ana manui dai vai. Te dai lohi e te tini Kalepela, kalepela, kalepe uaina ue. Ninau kalepela mana mana lili. Ninau kalepela mana mana hio. Te tumua kalepe, kalepe hiolue. Alrighty, I'd love to be at your party. Get off that stage. Look for that uncle. Look for the dark niece. You know, look for the really stiff dancer. You know, and yeah, and just really enjoy that. This piece is kind of new to the repertoire. I made this pool when I was on the Mauna. Not I made the pool, I covered it with aha. Just because this is what my emotions were like. They're not ordered, it was just like this. But the great thing with the pool is when you blow the pool, order, people fall into order. They know that something's going to happen. So this little item here represents the order and the chaos of sometimes the things that I need to exist, or that sometimes I exist in. And it's part of the process. Can't take it away. But this song is talking about, it's really a hula ilio, and it's also the hula ilio. I present the hula ilio because as an encouragement, let us not forget our animal connections. Sometimes we want to get so sophisticated that our ladies look a little like hedges, and no longer like our forest. Or sometimes we put so much attention in detail that really just milks the life out of the moment. And I'm saying this because I'm actually talking to myself, because I always have to balance that. It's a struggle for me at times. But this song is about connecting with your animal, and just moving with emotion. Our emotion is one of our most basic instincts, and our emotions are under arrest these days. People are telling us how to emote, and so we need to figure that out for ourselves, so we don't have to subscribe to somebody else's emotion or their way of emoting. And so I do this song. It's a fun song. It's a little hi'a, the hula ilio, but it's preceded by this pool. And this pool is called Mehana Pali o Waipio, and he's talking about the pool, Kiha pool, and how the god Kane just stole the pool and went up to the tops of the cliffs there, and he would just drink up and blow the pool. And what it did was, it disrupted all the services down. This is the time when Waipio Valley was the capital of the Kingdom of Hawaiʻi Island. And so, the pool would just disrupt, the activity. And, some of those activities, some of the high pool at that time required utter silence, not one noise. And so when you have this pool just blowing, the king had to call for a dog to go and steal the pool. So, this is not part of the original this is not part of the original repertoire. I just added it in because it's nice to have a cutting for the dog dance. But how it came about is one day I opened up I brought the pool home because I just needed my pool. It was in my office. Brought it home, and then just like when I opened up the book, and there was this chant, Meha na pali o Waipio akikani mau o kiha pu. And because that chant opened up to me, I said, well, why don't we live together? Why don't we create some motions together and see where it goes? Okay, so I do this in honor of our animal qualities. Don't lose it. It needs to be tamed sometimes, but don't lose it. And also sometimes how we're easily distracted from the things that we need to do. This song kind of speaks to that. But also even sometimes the gods get exhausted of ceremony, and sometimes they too need a break. Okay. Alrighty, here we go. I neha palio vaipio, neha na pali o vaipio a te tani mau ki hapu. Alrighty, did you enjoy that? Oh my Lord. I don't think even my wife saw me dancing this one. You know, we live in the same house, obviously, but I think she watched me with one eye when she see me working. But you know, I don't, until these formal presentations come out, sometimes she doesn't see it completed. So, yeah, for the dog energy in all of us, let's keep it alive, okay? All right. Oh, okay. So we're coming to a close. I have one more thing to do for you. And this began in, I guess, March, April, perhaps, when I realized what quarantine meant, when it started to dawn on me that it would be that the whole world was shifting. Like everyone else, I was stressed, and I didn't know how to take care of my family. These were new situations, and I was being tested as a parent. My work at school and everything that I do is face to face. You know, all the things that I've been building for 20 years in the university system has really come through the magic of face-to-face relationships and building community that way. I didn't know how to create community or foster community any other way. So needless to say, I was a bit stressed. And but what I do when I'm stressed is I make cord. So I make kokopu'upu'u. That helps me sort my life out. So Gail, who's here, Ukana London, who is my, you know, she's the bedrock of a lot of the stuff that we do here in Hilo, in the academic forums. And I said, Gail, I need aha. She said, oh, how much you need? I said, whatever you get. Well, she gave me 15 skeins, I had 5. This pa'u I made is of 20 aha. And it has more than 2,000 knots. And I just sat there. I swear I may have lost 15 pounds just sitting there and just doing it and not eating. And in each knot was a prayer. And it wasn't just about my family. It wasn't just about my job. It was about the community. It was about our cousins, our indigenous cousins in the other part of the world who live in extended families, which we were, COVID was a real thing when you live. It grows in close contact. And so what do? We ask these families to separate. And so, it's just a lot of confusion. But this pa'u, there's more than 2,000 knots in there, 2,000 prayers, and it's for the lahui. The lahui means our nation, our indigenous nation, but it also means to come together in community and to think. There are times when we need to think as one. And so I have this pa'u, but this pa'u is not the important feature. It's the chant that comes with the pa'u. I should say it's the pa'u that comes with the chant. This chant I found in the Emerson collection somewhere in the mainland California, somewhere like the same Emerson that did Hi'iaka and Hi'iaka. Well, he had this chant. Somebody gave him this chant, and it talks about, it's called the Pule Niu. And it says, Eia Kaniulai Keapua. Here's, we present to you your heavenly being, or our God, the Niu, the coconut. And it's from Kahiki, from the horizons. But it's a beautiful thing. What it does, it says, what is the Niu? Where is it from? What is inside the Niu? When it talks about, it describes the water and the food that comes out of the Niu. And this is what really hit me. It says, Pupuka Niu, Pukikikanaka. When the coconut tree sprouts, so will sprout the indigenous male. When the coconut flowers, our women will flower. When the coconut fruits, so will our children. Our land will be full of children. And then it goes on to describe three kinds of, the ahaniu, where they're feeding the deity. Then they talk about this different kind of aha, where the aupuni and the ainas are coming together. And what is up will come down, and what is down will come back up, and the walls will be reestablished. And then at the last verse, it says, how has this prayer gone? And the God answers, yes, approved, it's good. And he then says, Mau ka pono ka niu, mau ke eo ka aina. The liberty of the land, the sovereignty of the land, is closely related to the growth and well-being of the coconut. I don't want to give you answers because my answers are still coming, they're still forming. Well, why don't you think about it? Somebody 100 more years ago knew this chant, they learned this chant, they kept this chant, and they gave it to Emerson. And then a few years ago, I went there, found it, bring it back here. Some of those chants are really appropriate. Some of those ancient chants, as if they were written for today. So we do this chant in honor of the lahui, the Hawaii, the lahui Hawaii, and the collective lahui worldwide. Paka! Paka paka! Upaka! Hula! Ladies and gentlemen, we pow. We pow. Hawaii Community College has had 2 weeks of opportunity to, or 2 chances in this month to share with you the songs and dances of our region, or the way we think. And we hope you have found joy, connection. Better yet, we hope you have questions. If you have questions, contact me. I want to thank the Hawaii Papokeo team who collectively, we said, hey, we have enough talent in this committee to offer something to our lahu. And so mahalo to them, mahalo to the UH sponsors and all the tech people. It takes a lot of people to get this going. So mahalo to them. Anything else you got to say? If you're interested in hula, we have a hula degree, unukupukupu. And it's not just about learning hula, the choreography. It's about learning leadership, indigenous leadership through hula. And so if you're interested in that, come and check us out. We also, in the university system here at Hilo, Hawaii Community College in Hilo, we have a cohort of dancers we call kuku'ena. They're the employees of the university system. So our employees, we actually have a really nice body of employees from all spaces, all ethnicities, all dancing to the truth of what is Hawaii through hula. So we welcome you to inquire further. This particular repertoire, yeah, if you're interested in elements of it, let me know, especially if you have halal that are active in the maintenance and the protection of sacred spaces locally and afar. So if you're interested, contact us. You have my email, it's in the chat. Anything else? I think we power. Yeah. No, Leila, I want to say mahalo to all of you. I give you my big tuno, and be well, be happy. Make sure to laugh every day. Sing a song. Spend a long time in the shower. Sing all your best songs. You're going to come out much better. Ahui hono kako.